Hello and welcome to this month's reading for July 2026. Willkommen. How are you doing? Very strong energies at the moment. I feel like I say that every video, but this one's been particularly strong. We're in Mercury retrograde. Were you aware of that? Are you like, oh yeah, that makes sense? Yeah, Mercury retrograde started a few days ago and is on until the 23rd of July. So just be mindful. I mean, I had a classic Mercury. I'm not going to bore you with this one. I probably will. Friday, was going to London for the weekend. The website said there were trains, not many, but a couple of trains going to Cambridge. Seems to obviously be a problem, a lot of cancelled trains. So off I got. A lovely neighbour gave me a lift. Get there, no trains, nada, not one, due to some problem. So then I had to get a bus up to Huntingdon, north, to get another train south. Anyway, got there in the end. But yeah, that is a classic Mercury retrograde experience. Travel does not go smoothly, things like communication issues. I managed to just send half an email message to someone quite important earlier. Well done, very Mercury retrograde. I cut my finger, cutting my friend's hair earlier. I'm going to blame Mercury. Anyway, so yeah, strong energies. The themes of this retrograde, there is often a sort of theme coming up and it's stuff to be looked at for our greater good, right? Keep that in mind. It's family patterns, attachments, dynamics. It could be around relationships with parents. It could be to do with your siblings, your kids, just your family as a unit. It could be to do with stuff coming up to grief for family members lost. So yeah, there's a real emphasis on family patterns here. And really it's getting us to look at what no longer serves us, about us being able to try and change, make some positive change around boundaries, maybe the way we communicate. Sometimes it's about letting go, choosing those battles. Sometimes we do have to step forward and say something, but it's how we say it, because how we say it will have an effect as to how it lands and then the positive change. So sometimes taking a pause, taking a beat, maybe writing some stuff down before you send it, particularly with the retrograde. So that's what's going on at the moment, but it's new beginnings. We had quite an extraordinary weekend energetically with this, and I can't remember what planet was involved. I think it might have been Mercury, but it was quite an intense energy, and it was very unexpected stuff happened. So you might have had some unexpected news. It could have been good news. It might not have been good news. So lots of things are happening. Suddenly it's like the script has changed a bit. And so that can be quite discombobulating, and it's not always a bad script change. It can be like something lovely, but it sort of throws you, and it's easy to kind of get caught up in like what's going to happen next, and but we have to stay present where we can and trust the process, and remember that whatever happens, you will deal with it. That is what we're wired for as human beings. We're wired for connection, we're wired for loving, we're wired for losing. So if there is stuff coming up for you around grief or worries about a family member, just feel the feels. Try and be compassionate with yourself and those around you, but trust that you will get through this time. Okay. We have Venus entering Virgo, all the V's, on the 9th. And this is about what really matters. So it's about us refining, improving, attuning, so that our physical world is more in line with our vibration. So it could be changing your house around, moving, getting rid of some old crockery or some art that doesn't resonate with you, or having a good spring clean, although it's not technically spring anymore, but just making sure that your physical world, and that can include people as well. So sometimes it's about taking a step back from situations. It could be about changing your job. So yeah, really listening to our inner being and letting that guide us, our gut instinct, listening to our hearts, listening to our nervous systems, hugely important. Our nervous systems are very good at guiding us. So don't override that. Listen. On the 13th, we have Mercury conjunct Cancer. And this again is bringing out stuff around home, family. Do you see a theme? Emotional safety, roots. So finding ways to soothe yourself, finding ways to steady your ship at this time, whether that's taking some breathing practices, some yoga, doing some meditation, finding someone to talk to, finding some joy actually can be very regulating in tough times. So don't feel like you have to sort of grin and bear it. Have a giggle instead of just a grin. Okay, we have a new moon on the 14th in Cancer. And this is a real deep dive into, what's going on in that inner world. What's my gut saying? What's my body saying? What are my emotions saying? There's this guidance, strong guidance. And the more we listen to that and don't push it away or undermine it, the more we will then become more in alignment with our lives going forward. And the more aligned we are, the better we feel. And the more effective we are as human beings, right? Okay, so we got some real big planetary action. 15th to 25th, that's 10 days of 4 of your planets doing all sorts of things. I won't go into the fine details, but just to say it's going to be strong, but it's really about helping us to build a life that feels good. And it's again moving on from what we've said before. So it could be letting some stuff go. It could be about calling some stuff in, maybe letting someone new into your life and just exploring that connection. You know, if it feels okay, it could still be, if it's, you know, it could be romantic, something, a new person on the romance scene. If there's a nice feeling there, you know, with some nerves, that's good. Listen to that. Don't be, you know, don't isolate yourself or push someone away just because it's new and unknown. You know, vulnerability is coming up right now for a lot of people, but that's okay. That doesn't mean to say it's bad. It's just like new. Okay. What do we have? Ooh, Leo season on the 22nd. Happy birthday, all those Leos out there. Leo is a very kind of alive, vibrant energy. It's about playfulness. It's about leisure. Get your leisure wear on. It's about having fun, parties, not completely burning out. Obviously, rest is still good. But yeah, it's a fun energy, and it's just about around when that retrograde sort of stops. So we have Mercury going direct on the 23rd, and then on the 29th we have a full moon, and it could be a strong one. It's a bit like anything that's been sort of not looked at and not dealt with, it could blow like a pressure cooker. So I would take the lead up to this full moon as a chance to kind of make sure that you're not building up on stuff and pushing stuff down, because it's going to blow its lid around this full moon if you don't. So do the work, do some journaling. Check in with yourself a little bit, maybe every day, just how am I feeling, like you would a nice friend. Okay, what are we at? We're on 7 minutes. My lord, I haven't even touched a card yet. Okay, I am using the Angels, Fates and Angels cards. Doreen Virtue, she doesn't do them anymore. No, she went down a very strong Christian route and decided that Oracle cards were, I'm not going to say the devil's work, but I think she renounced them, but I still like them, but you can't get them anymore, not new. Anyway, good luck, Doreen, with your path. I saw her talk once. She was interesting, very blonde and willowy and angelic. I'll stop, I'm digressing. Okay, first week. I know we've had a few days of July, but that was my last reading. So this one is for this week. I'm in the light. Pause. Really good one for the retrograde. So try not, even though the energies might be saying run helter-skelter forward, take a few moments to just breathe, to ground. If you can get outside, do some barefoot walking, wonderful. Get your grounding crystals around you, squeeze your body a bit, make sure you're in your body and not too much in your head. Maybe do some Shavasana, some Yoga Nidra, get a massage. I'm going to a sound bath on Friday night. Very good for pausing, because you're quite literally lying down with gongs going left, right and centre. You can't get up and, you know, put the telly on. So this week is a nice opportunity. You might have loads to do, and obviously things do need to be done, but can you incorporate some pause in there? Can you, you know, just take some time out just to help all these deeper energies that you consciously probably can't feel to kind of percolate and assimilate? It will be, once you come to the end of the retrograde, it will be much more a time going forward. All right, so I've already done the cards, by the way. Second card, so the second full week of July is the higher education card. This is a card about study. It's a card about reading the road. It could be that you're going to embark on a new course. It could be that you need to do some more research into something you're working on already. It's also about stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. So trusting that you have the insights and the wisdom to go to the next level. So yes, it's got many different meanings, but see what resonates with you. It could just be about reading a bit about what's going on astrologically, or maybe getting a chart done, an astrological chart. That's always helpful to know what's happening for you more personally with all these big shifts. Okay, moving into week 3. It's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number. Sorry. Anyone old enough to remember De La Soul? I'd see them, so I did. Prayer or pray. Prayer? Pray. Pray. Prayer would be ER at the end. Pray. This is a lovely card, and remembering that you don't have to be a part of an organised religion to pray. You just have to be open to maybe some bigger energies around you, in you. And just put some prayers out there. And if you're going through a tough time, you know, keep your angels close. Keep the good people close. And that could be earth angels. It could be about reaching out and getting some support that week. But remembering that when we pray, we kind of transmute the worry into something more positive. And it's that let go, let God. I mean, that's a mantra I use a lot. Not that I believe in God in a kind of man in the sky way, but it's a nice way of sort of letting go to the universe. And it just helps you not to kind of take, so you're not gripping hard on, you know, it's all about setting intentions, life, but at the same time, there's a bigger picture here, and we have to trust that things will happen at a certain time if they're meant to, and if they're not, what's for you won't go by you. And what's not for you will move on by. So if you are feeling worrisome that week or anxious, is there anything you can do? It's the old serenity prayer, isn't it? Grant me serenity for that I cannot change. Give me the courage to change that which I cannot accept. And then the wisdom to distinguish one from the other. So prayers are really lovely ones. Or when there's a situation that we really can't do anything about, we can just pray, or pray for someone else if they're going through some time and you're feeling powerless to help them. Prayer is a beautiful thing you could do, because it does send good energy and it activates, you know, something kind and loving, even if it doesn't completely change the situation. It's support energetically. What are we on? Oh, coming up to 12 minutes. The final card of the week is the Mother card. That's rather lovely. So a little picture there of, sorry about that. It looks like Mother Mary, but it could just, I don't know. It's a maternal figure surrounded by little cherubs cuddling a baby. Now, this doesn't mean to say that it's about being you're a mother. There'll be people listening to this reading who aren't mothers. But we all need mothering at some point, and we all need looking after, particularly people who are doing kind of caregiving, whether it's an elderly relative, your children, a friend, if someone's going through that need. Make sure that you're being supported, even if it is just giving yourself a little somatic cuddle, you know, like you've got this, everything's okay. It could be about working with children, it could be about being around children more, kind of getting their energy in your life. It could also be about looking after your inner child. We do all have an inner child. And in these sort of crazy old times, it's quite easy for our inner child to feel very rattled. So what you could do is just take a moment to check in. How is that inner child feeling? Is it feeling a bit scared? Can you give it a little teddy? Does it need wrapping up in a blanket? And that will just help to soothe your own sort of energy, because it's acknowledging that childlike part of ourselves that does need reassurance that everything's okay. You know, we can be very good at doing that to other people, but sometimes we have to turn inwards and sort of say to those parts of ourselves, everything's okay, you're supported, you'll get through this. So that Mother card is a really lovely kind of compassionate card, being compassionate for yourselves, being compassionate for other people, and if you do have the energy, helping other people who might be going through something tough as well. You know, being maternal, we don't have to be a mum just to be maternal. It's about being nurturing and kind, and men can do that too. So yeah, it's a week of kindness to yourself and others. All right there. Well, listen, coming up 14 minutes. That is my reading for the week. Thank you for joining me. Take care in this retrograde time. If you can, just take the brakes off a little bit, slow down, check in, tune in. So when the retrograde goes forward from the 23rd, you will have more energy to do all the things you want to do. All right, take care on the path. Big love. See you soon. Bye.